Hi everyone, delonewolf here and welcome back for some more World of Warcraft Classic. Today's video is going to be a bit of a recap video, and I think in the first few weeks that is going to be the type of content that I will manage for World of Warcraft Classic, because, well, it is of course a classic experience, quite grindy and in my opinion not the most entertaining to look at. So I think I should give you guys an update on what's been going on pretty much until I might reach a level 60. We'll see how all of that evolves, but at this point we are 3 days into the launch of Classic, and I've been having a lot of fun. It just so happens that I've gotten a couple of days off from work, and Bovo and Dagarn did the same, so we managed to play together a decent amount, and of course that helps when you're a priest, definitely a support class. And so for me it's a completely different experience. When I was first playing World of Warcraft in vanilla, I was like a rogue or a warlock, something that is very friendly for solo play, and I really didn't know anything about MMOs, so I just mostly did some solo questing and some mob grinding and things like that. At this point I want a different experience, and that's exactly what I'm getting with this priest. So far at this point, 3 days in the launch, I am level 20, so I'd say I'd guess that it's around 10 hours a day that I did play, so actually quite a lot more than I'm personally used to. But the game has this something, I really don't know what it is, but it keeps giving you carrots so that you want to keep going, so that you want to keep getting better at the game, and it constantly needs your focus in different areas. For instance, I'm also doing tailoring and enchanting, so sometimes you gotta go back, try to grab some of the resources needed for that. Then you need to learn some new skills because you reach a new level, and there you go, need 30 gold for every skill, 30 silver for every skill, excuse me. Don't have that, or I'm broke basically at this point, especially here at level 20. It was actually pretty expensive to get everything, but then yeah, that just motivates you to keep going. When for instance in retail right now, gold is pretty much an afterthought. Perhaps you'll make like 1 or 2 big purchases here and there, save up a little bit for that, but there's no need to manage anything. Same with backspace, that is crazy how it is with looting at the moment. Completely different of course from retail as well, and all of that basically keeps you motivated to try to progress through the game. And so we've been doing decently well. The plan for us is to mostly focus on dungeons, and so we have done RFK, Razorfang Keep or something like that in Orgrimmar itself. We did that once, no problem, we managed to go through that decently well. Then we have the Wailing Caverns. Man, what a dungeon, super long, very grindy, I have to be honest. I think the first time I was under-leveled, which is actually the footage that you're seeing in the background right now, and so it was a little bit of a slog, but it was a good experience for me to try and get the priest gameplay rolling. Definitely have a lot to learn on that aspect as well, and we'll probably get like an add-on that will help at some point as well. But for now, I'm just trying to be the support, the healer in dungeons at the moment, with Bovo as tank, and then with Dagarn as a warlock. That means we can summon as well once he gets to level 20, which he already is at this point, and then I think we should have a good time trying to just do dungeons in order to level up. After this, we actually also went to Razorfang Keep, if I'm not mistaken. I was level 18, much better dungeon than the Wailing Caverns, a lot less grindy than what you have to do there, but the final boss is a big step up all of a sudden, and so that was very hard being under-leveled. I was 18, I think the boss is 25 or something like that. That was kind of crazy, 5 wipes on it, and it's only thanks to a rogue and a warrior that joined us, 23 and 21 or something like that, that finally got some kiting strats working on him, that we managed to defeat that final boss there. I've been very lucky with the drops, both in Wailing Caverns final boss. I got like shoulders, a ring, a staff, and that is also something that is completely different from retail. Even greens can sometimes make you like really happy, and on top of that with enchanting, I now need materials to disenchant, and then I'll have to invest so that I can start to enchant gear for everyone. We become stronger. I have a lot of work to do on all of the basic professions as well, like cooking for instance. At the moment we're running without any food buffs. That's something that we have to remedy, but there is so much to do there, and yet all of it is useful. I think that's also a very big difference when it comes to Classic, that keeps you motivated and that keeps you going. So far, yeah, definitely a lot of fun for me in the World of Warcraft Classic, but I must also admit this is a pace that I will not be able to keep up on. It is super intense. 10 hours a day for 3 days straight is a lot more than what I'm used to, and then of course next week I have to go back to work, so there's just no way of continuing that pace. But we'll see. For now, I'm having fun with this experience, and we'll see what we manage to do. I think for now I'm planning to do like a weekly update video, let you guys know what we've done up to that point, and yeah, we'll just see what the experience is. It's a completely different track that I'm following, right? Horde, I don't know any of the Horde quests, locations, hell, even those dungeons are a complete maze for me, and that's something that I've definitely experienced. Caused a wipe, in fact, in Razorfang Keep because I went in the wrong way and things like that. But overall, that's I think a good choice for me because everything is new, and as a result, I'm learning. For instance, I'm learning the layout of Ogrimmar at the moment. I'm learning the lore, how it all looked back then, which is I think really awesome. And then I'm also playing priest rather than a solo class, which I think is great if you've got a couple of friends. I really think that the best experience is going to be if you have a couple of friends that have played the World of Warcraft before. Get in there together, have a bit of a plan, like we have tank, DPS and a healer, so that we can really go pretty quickly when it comes to finding a group and things like that. And then yeah, enjoy it together, which of course does mean that you have to be able to play at the same time. We're lucky on that in the first 3 days. That will not last, of course, but we'll see how it goes, and we'll do our best to continue on that front as well. Yeah, and other than that, so far, basically the stakes are so much higher. Pull a couple of extra mobs, die. All of that is definitely a big change as well. Really no focus on AoE or anything like that. I don't know if you guys ever watched like a dungeon run in retail right now, but it's just an AoE spam fest, kill everything, and at the same time, basically you can pull half the dungeon and things like that. That's definitely not what is happening in Classic at the moment. You gotta be careful. We're also going in there as soon as we can, basically, on a couple of these dungeons so far. So being level, I think it was like 16 in the first Wailing Caverns was a little bit of a challenge. Lots of mana breaks, lots of problems when it comes to that. Slowly getting better, but that's how you get, of course, some nice experience from all of the quests and things like that as well. So yeah, it's a much more of a balancing act on many more fronts compared to all the other games, and that makes it hard. That makes it a bit of a grind, sure, but that does make it a lot more rewarding and also a lot more social. What I do want to say is that there are definitely options for players that prefer a solo play style. Hunters, warlocks, rogues are actually great for that. It's just probably not gonna be the dungeon lifestyle for you. Then you're in all likeliness going to have to go more like the questing route, and then hope to find a good guild so that you can actually join content later on a little bit more easily. But overall, yep, so far Classic, I'm pretty positive about that. I do see that horizon where why am I putting all this effort in this, but right now it's because I'm having fun, and I think that is the most important. So there we go, guys. That was the first 3 days of Classic for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.